Okay, what I'm going to do is essentially just play and try to explain it, what happens when I hear these tones. Now, for the sake of tonight's show, really what I'm doing, I've already explained the triggering process. It's not hard. They're actually quite reasonably priced, these particular ones, so it's not, top of the tree business. I've had them a year now, and they've been quite robust. And what I've done is F sharp minor arpeggio, as I've said. I've actually done a bit of reverse engineering, so to speak, in the sense that I've tuned the triggers to the drums. Now, these are just the triggers themselves. They go to an interface unit, which gives me the notes that I need. And what I've done is USB'd it out into my computer and just using the sounds of my computer. Okay, so some of the basic sounds. And I'm using my little bit of a symphonic music pack that I've got there, and I'm using an orchestral harp, so it's a little bit laid back tonight. And don't forget, I'm going to try and put in a little bit of drum technique too, sort of thing. So a little bit of mnemonics, so if you can say it, you can play it. Tekka tekka ta, that kind of stuff for your fives. Tekka tekka ta, tekka tekka ta, tekka tekka ta, tekka tekka ta. Often teach it as hippopotamus. Gina lolla bridget, lolla bridget, tekka 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 ta, tekka 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 ta, tekka tekka ta, tekka tekka ta, tekka tekka ta, tekka tekka ta. Cymbals have each their own tones. I tend to be a bit symmetrical. I try and have, it's a bit like Noah's Ark here, in the sense I try to have two of everything. Just call me Noah. Just to show you the way that you can develop things up. And I'm really now not only looking at creating a drum set solo, but I now have got the added thought process of, well, I've got to go to the tonic note. This is the development, so maybe I'll bounce something off the minor third. I'll go to the perfect fifth for this middle section. This is not different than, say, working off your 12-bar blues, and if you're doing a blues in A, okay, and you're doing a guitar solo or a sax solo, or whatever it might be, and you're in the key of A, that means the root note is A, and then you go to the fourth, so the fourth is D. So you might, if you're chord running, as in bebop jazz or something like that, you'd play off the fourth of the scale, the D. So you might use D pentatonic instead of A pentatonic, and then the fifth is the E, in that kind of business. So it's not a lot different from me trying to play the drums as I normally do them, but there's a part of me that draws in everything that I've learned from my 30 plus years on guitar. you see, playing guitar. And all the theory that goes with it, and then all my theory lessons, and then all the orchestration lessons throughout the 80s that I had, you know, in respect to classical music and stuff. So when I think like that, there's the tonic. That's an octave lower. There's the fifth. Minor third. Arpeggio. No trigger there, although I just have tuned it to the fifth again. So it's, in this case, a C sharp, because I'm using an F sharp minor arpeggio. Does all that make sense? Okay, so in essence, an F sharp minor arpeggio is F sharp, minor third is A, fifth is C sharp, and then the octave F sharp.